So, ladies, I am very interested in knowing your opinions about choosing a veterinarian. Are any experiences that you have that you might hand on to tell people what is available, to tell people how to handle it, that sort of thing? What can you say?
There are two reasons I can think of offhand why you would want to take a dog to a vet. One is to maintain its health on a regular basis. The second thing is an emergency. Consider the second thing. You want a clinic that is close to your house. I live in Houston. I don't want to drive 30 miles to Pasadena, even though it might be the best vet in the world. I want somebody who is local, somebody who has some knowledge, and somebody who likes my dogs. I go in and do a normal, just check my puppy over or do the nails, see how the dog reacts, and if everything's fine, I'll use that vet.
Great. Claire, what do you think?
Well, I always tell people that they need to have someone that they can really communicate with and that they're comfortable with, because they're the partner for their animals, their dog's health care. And nowadays, some people want to think about a vet who may have holistic practices as well as what we consider the traditional medical practice, and so some people want to look for that. I also had a situation with my current dog who was really taken care of badly at a veterinarian's and became even more phobic about having his feet handled. So when a new young veterinarian that I knew was going out on her own, I said, can I just start coming by? And we did a gradual desensitization, which started with him walking in the office, me giving him a treat and leaving, and now he can have all of his blood work done without any restraint. And so it's not just the medicine, it can be the behavior.
Mm-hmm. Connie, what do you think? I know you have worked in a vet clinic.
Right, as a professional groomer, a trainer, a behavioralist, and a previous veterinary assistant, we always loved it when people would call and say, I have a new puppy, and we'd say, come and visit. And they would come, they would visit, they would see all the people, they would walk through the rooms, and then we would send them home, and then we would schedule their appointment. And that's probably one of the easiest ways to start establishing. My element is relationship, relationship, relationship. You have to build a relationship with your dog builds a relationship with you, you build a relationship with your veterinarian, the veterinarian clientele's, or the clientele staff that is there. Mm-hmm. Feel comfortable. Don't hesitate to walk away. Don't hesitate to question those veterinarians, to do interviews. If you don't like something, there are other good veterinarians out there. Talk to people. Talk to your other professional dog people. Mm-hmm. Talk to other people, your neighbors, in fact. Yeah. Get information and ask, where can I go? And look for your specialist to do your specialty work.
Yeah, Helen, what do you think?
I've also worked for veterinarians in the capacity of training and behavior work, and I have two daughters who are veterinary nurses. So I always tell folks, look at the big picture. Do what you would do if you're going to a restaurant. Ask to go back in the treatment area, the kennel area. They may not let you, but when you see lines on the floor, if you see anything that's not clean, if you see techs that look like they really don't know what they're doing or really don't care, leave. And I'm in an area with a lot of low cost, what I call country vets. Nothing wrong with that, but the medical care is not always the best, and you need to just investigate before you invest your money with that vet.
Yeah, so
Okay, I agree with what everybody has said. I think it's important to interview a vet before you take your puppy in. Call up, say, can I have a consultation? I'll pay for it, that's fine. I also think it's important that you understand what you're looking for in a vet. Some people are looking for a high-level, high-tech vet, and dollars don't count. Other people are more interested in your country vet, where the level of care may not be as good, but they're also not going to walk in and think you have an open credit card. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I think is really important is to be aware where your vet school veterinary clinics are, because a lot of times you can go there in emergency situations or things that your local vet can't handle.
Exactly. So what do you think?
I come from a small area where we don't have a huge choice of vets, so some of the things I would tell my clients are, please build that relationship, but also, do they have 24-hour care for their clients? When an emergency comes up, the last thing you want to do is get an answering machine that sends you to a clinic that's 100 miles away. So question your vet on things like that. Do you offer 24-hour? what about, can I drop my dog off? How are you staffed? Just some simple questions that give you a better insight on what type of things might happen in the case of an emergency.
So basically, I think I hear from all of you that you're saying communication is the first thing, and how you perceive the vet. Going for an interview for him, is very important. If you have a situation that is negative, change veterinarians. So the important thing, what would you say in a one-word situation that means the most to you then?
Confidence.
Trust.
Consult.
Knowledge about your particular breed.
I agree with everybody, the same things.
An ability to diagnose and send on to someone if they cannot handle it.
So what would be the most important thing for you if you had a vet that is a small clinic vet who does not have the technology or the machines to do the kind of thing that it takes? Would you trust them for referrals?
I would, but I'd also take the time to investigate that veterinarian and get referrals, other referrals, or check them out before I move on. Just because there's a referral doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good referral.
Exactly. Thank you so much, ladies. That is just stellar.